Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bourbon Bytes Whiskey Reviews with an 80s twist. I don't know why my pacing was so weird with that, but we're rolling with it. Hello, my name is Clifton. Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday, Turkey Thursday, as I'm calling it tonight, because we are drinking nothing but Wild Turkey Russell's Reserve all night. So I have 6 different single barrel picks, all from the same store, surprisingly. K&L Wine and Spirits out here in California. These are from my good friend Whiskey Pear, Aaron Artino, who's catered a lot of my blind flights recently, including the one from the very special Saturday live stream from this past week. If you missed it, check it out. Our friend Brandon, who's here in the chat, was part of the stream. It was a lot of fun. We did a blind flight. We also blinded each other with a couple bottles. Tons of fun. If you missed it, again, check out the replay over on YouTube. But yes, hello. Welcome to what's sure to be a very fun night. I think it's interesting to compare different single barrels, especially when we're dealing with the same store. You know, these people that pick these barrels all have a probably relatively similar palate. It's like the same picking group. They pick them all at the same time, but they're from all different locations in the Rickhouse. So everything we're drinking tonight is from either Rickhouse Tyrone Q or Tyrone K. So the Q and K warehouses at Wild Turkey. We do have, the only info we really have about these is the floor and the warehouse they're from. They all have unique names, but I'm excited to compare them. I actually, I haven't done enough research with Russell's to kind of find my favorite Rickhouse. Some people have a favorite Rickhouse. I haven't really done a lot of comparisons, so this should be a lot of fun. I know I'm only comparing 2 of them here, but still, just finding out which one of these is my favorite, I'm excited to give a chance to do and try. I'd love to be able to do all Rickhouses. That'd be a lot of fun, but it should be still be a good time. I know a few people in the chat are drinking some Russells with me. James says, cheers, I'm going to join you with Russells. Now, which of the 3 that I have? Well, why not all 3? I'm just kidding. But if you happen to have one from TYQ or TYK, we'd love to hear your thoughts as we drink it. Surfer says, hey, Clifton, it's Thursday and time for a Bourbon Bites live stream. Favorite day of the week. Well, I appreciate that. I'll take the whole credit for Thursdays being in existence. You're welcome. But thank you for being here. Good to see you. Doug from Chaste and Sensibility. Cheers, everyone. Come to you from Tyrone K. Okay. So I assume you have a Tyrone K Russells you're drinking with us, or are you actually there? Are you hanging out with Jimmy Russell right now? If so, I'm so jealous. Tell him I said hi. Brandon says, evening, everyone. Just have 1 bottle of Russell's Reserve. Well, pull it out, Brandon. Let me... Pull it out, Brandon. Let me see it. No, I'm just kidding. Let me know which warehouse yours is from. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've had. We could have done the stream last week. When you were right, I actually didn't even think about it till now. But yeah, cheers, Brandon. Good to see you again. Y'all check out the replay. I'm on time. I know. Donnie would be proud. What's up, Donnie? How are you? Chris as well from Australia. Good to see you, Chris. Yeah, thank y'all so much for showing up. Tony, not Tony, Todd. Tony, where is Tony? Tony was in Perry's chat earlier. I assume you showed up, but what's up, Todd? Good to see you. Happy early birthday. I know it's your birthday next week. Also, happy early retirement. I saw you were celebrating with some amazing pours. So jealous, but cheers, Todd. Todd is, of course, our one of our top 2 patrons over here on the channel at their tier level, the Bourbon Terabyte, which get access to some fun monthly tastings, which I'm still thinking about which ones I'm sending this month. So if you are curious about that, check out patreon.com/bourbonbites. That is I keep putting the wrong one up. There we go. There's a 30-day free trial of the Bourbon Megabyte tier if you want to join us for things like our monthly movie night that's going to be next Friday. We're going to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. I've seen it as a kid, not seen it as an adult. I'm very excited to see, to revisit it and watch it with you guys, having a little Discord watch party. Should be a lot of fun. Some Wild Turkey 12 before then, plus some Russell's Reserve Uncut Unfiltered. Oh, okay. Okay, Chris. I'm tempted. If you bring it to... You said Kentucky, but hey, you gotta drop it off in Vegas first, man. Jealous. Oh, James, getting the tasting. Oh, you're making me not nervous. You're making me jealous. I'm about to get into some. Tony was too drunk to taste the chicken earlier. Oh, gosh. I imagine. Brandon's is from Warehouse Q. Oh, okay, cool. We'll be trying some of the same ones tonight. What's the name of yours, Brandon? It might be one of the ones I'm trying tonight. It's from K&L, if that helps. I knew Brandon would be coming and asking for the spare. I think you've already asked him for that once. Thank you, Donnie, for dropping the link there to the Patreon. Of course, there's the $5 tier, which gets you access to the movie night, But the $10 tier gets you access to our after party hangout every Thursday night after the live stream. And of course, there's Bourbon Bytes merch available too. I often forget it myself. I should wear it more often, but there's merch. I got merch, y'all. There's a lot of sales too. Threadless does a lot of sales that like are run by them and not by me. So if you get emails, I'm not spamming you, I promise. It's actually a good deal usually when they come through. So I also keep an eye on those emails because I'm like, oh, I can buy my own merch at a discount? Yes, please. But still, a lot of fun. All right, let's get some whiskey in our glass, shall we? Thank you all for joining tonight. Thank you for watching the replay if you are. So in terms of sorting these, I'm just going to start with my warehouse TYQs first. I have 2 of them, and then I have 4 of the TYK. So we're going to go ahead and pour the 2 Qs just to kind of do a little side-by-side. I'll tell you a little bit about each of these as I have it pulled up here. This first one is from Warehouse TYQ Level 4. It's called Butchertown. The name that the store gave this one is Butchertown. Again, the store is K&L Wine and Spirits here in Southern California. They also have some NorCal locations as well. But yes, let me go ahead and pour the other one as well. Now this one, I think there might be a labeling on it because the K&L listing that I was sent is barrel number 230396. And the label says 23069. So I looked to see if there might be a different barrel that I'm like not finding, but I think it's just a typo. That's just my guess here. I don't know if Aaron's in the chat, but yeah. So that's probably what I'm thinking it is. I don't think it's 23069. I think it's the same one, just a typo. So I'm considering this the 069 as I thought it was, and that's a Tyrone Q, also 4th floor pick. Now, all of these were distilled in fall of 2014. So they were picked in 23, so 9 years old, as most, if not all, Russell's picks are. But yeah, let's go ahead and pour the 2 Tyrone Q single barrels. And of course, we're gonna do some comparison to the K's as well. The F's. Did I say K? What do we have? We have F's or K? I'm confused. K. We got K. Isn't there also a Tyrone F? I think that's the one I hear about the most. Brandon's is from Latitudes in New Mexico. Oh, Patrick and Heather helped you get it. Very cool. $13 t-shirts. Hey, that's pretty awesome. I mean, I'll make like $1 from it, but like just the fact that you guys are like buying and supporting my merch means a lot. Like more than the fact that I make money from it. Like seriously, like when I go somewhere, like someone's wearing my shirt, I'm like, that's so cool. I made that. Cool. So let's go and start with this first one. This first one's called Butchertown. The second one is called Paristown Point. Now, Paris is a city in Kentucky. So Brandon says Ty Q is a different warehouse than just Q. Potentially. This one was labeled TY-Q. So maybe there's some Wild Turkey fans out there that might can correct us. I didn't know there was a Q and a Ty Q, but this one is TY/Q. Oh, nice. Doug just poured a Tyrone as well. Very cool. Well, let's get started with this first one. This is the one called Butchertown. Again, distilled in 2014. These are all picked at the same time, just all different single barrels. So it should be a lot of fun. Who knows this one? Oh, man. Russell's, I feel like it's a sleeper. I feel like I see it often and I'm always like hesitant about picking it up, mainly because it's jumped up to about $75. All these were around $75. And that's a fair price, but I think I start thinking like, oh man, like, it's not necessarily barrel proof, it's 110 proof, 55% ABV. It starts hitting that price point where I'm like, should I pull the trigger on this? And it's more of like, I like to try before I buy. So that's what's great about these, is a lot of these are still on sale. So I might, whether you live in Southern California, they do ship as well. So check out klwines.com. They might be able to ship to your area, but I might find one here that I like. I might find one here that I like enough to buy while I'm on the stream. We'll find out. But first, we'll do this first. And like I said, this is Butchertown Tyrone Q Level 4. What's up, Tony? I thought you were here earlier, but you're a little late. What's up, Tony? Good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well. Doug says just poured an F 4th floor, but not Tyrone. Yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of wish. Audio's cutting out. Let me hold on. This sometimes fixes it. Let's give it a second. Maybe it'll fix it. If not, yeah, I'm not actually sure. I'm very curious to hear if the TYQ and just the Q are the same. I'm sure we have some wild turkey experts out there. Yeah, wild turkey to me on the nose. It's I used to say wild turkey was like exceptionally spicy. I don't know if I would say spicy. The more and more I drink it, the more I drink it, it just has a unique. I almost want to say earthy quality. I don't want to like. I don't want to. Sorry, I just got a work text. Okay, I don't want to say that like it's super earthy because I associate that with things like New Riff. I get a lot of earthiness to it, but to me on the nose, wild turkey always has a quality to it that's kind of reminiscent of. I don't want to say moss, but it's almost like there's a note that I've heard people say like a forest floor, like that kind of quality to it. It has a bit of like the oak, of course, like an older tree. But there's a little bit of like some people say vegetal too. I don't know if I would even say vegetal. This is more maybe a grassy, maybe leaning more to the grassy. But I get that a lot on wild turkey, especially older wild turkey. But yeah, it's still got the spice, but I think I'm finding more than just spice the more and more I drink it. James says, "How old is yours?" So this one was distilled in 2014, bottled in 23, so 9 years old. Oh, Brandon's texting me some info. Let's see. Tony says that Tony guys, Donuts guy's been drinking too much. Let's see what Brandon said. Sorry, I got a work text at the same time, so I was very confused. All right. Oh man, this is super helpful. Wild Turkey Tyrone Campus A through K. Wild Turkey Tyrone Campus M to Z. Interesting. Let's see if this will show on the screen here a little bit. So, like I said, we were drinking Thai Q, which if you see right here, it's one of the bottom ones. So there's Q, and then there was the F. So F looks like it's up here. Q is down here. It's kind of hard to tell. One's like on the left side and one's on like the right side. And then Camp Nelson Camp. Oh, I see. That's very confusing because they also have the Camp Nelson campus, which has F, but no Q. Maybe Camp Nelson, I think, is CN. I think I've seen that on a label. CN and then F. I think that's how they indicate Camp Nelson. These are just their Tyrone, which is like their maybe standard. I don't actually know. I don't have the bottles in front of me, so I can't. I'm just going off of the labels and what's on K&L. So correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe it doesn't have the TY in front of it. Maybe they're just indicating that this is from the Tyrone warehouses. I think that probably solves it. CN is what I've seen for Camp Nelson. Got some clarity there, hopefully. Tony Bag of Donuts with a super chat. Man, we should get drunk Tony here more often. Cha-ching. Thank you so much, Tony. Cheers to you, my friend. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, if you guys want to support the show, you can leave a super chat at any point during the stream tonight or join our Patreon community. Such a good group of folks. Join us on Discord. We have a lot of fun over there. So cheers to you, Tony. I will have this first sip with you. Cheers to Butchertown K&L exclusive pick of TYQ Level 4. Oh, man. That oak really does come through. That is one of the more oaky Russell's picks I've had in a while. It still has the characteristics I'm familiar with, but like this one has like a dark chocolate. Like it's a really dark versus sweet. A lot of Russell's or Wild Turkey in general, I get a lot of sweetness on it. This one goes really oaky and then dark chocolate. I like that. It's very different. Not what I would expect from a Russell's pick at all. Yeah. I mean, that oak hits you instantly. Front of the palate, mid palate, and then once it reaches the finish, it goes dark chocolate. Almost, I feel like it's weird. It's like dark chocolate peanut butter, like not a combo I would normally associate. Like it's like you took a Reese cup and then you, instead of using milk chocolate, use dark chocolate, but like a really nice dark chocolate and a very natural peanut butter. So it's not like the sweeter peanut butter. Honestly, that tastes very refined. I like that a lot. Really interesting. Oh, there's Whiskey Pear. What's up? What's up, Aaron? I was actually giving you a shout out earlier. I was saying one of these, your labels says 0369, but I think it's supposed to be 0396. One of the links you sent me was 0396, but the label says 0369. I could not find an 0369 on K&L's website, so I think it might just be a mislabel, but that's also the TYQ Rick House. Good to see you, man. Thanks so much for tuning in. Oh, James says his is the same. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad to see that we're seeing some of the similar notes there. Yeah, super decadent. Such a super like. I mean, decadent might not be the word because when I think decadent, I think of more like a German chocolate or like a really rich chocolate. This one's just dark. A little espresso bean. That's really good. I like that a lot. I'm very excited to see how it compares. What's up, a little old fashioned? First time seeing you here in the chat. Welcome. Good to see you. I love an old fashioned. So cheers to you, my friend. No worries, no worries. Yeah, I figured it was just. I just figured it. Once I couldn't find it, I'm like, yeah, it's probably just a I was gonna say typo, but a mistake, I guess you could call it. I'm so used to saying typos. Like, what do you used to call it before typos? An error. I don't know. I'm not. I'm Gen X, and I'm actually not Gen X. I'm actually a millennial. I'm on the very end of millennials, so. But yeah, I grew up writing, but now I type everything. My handwriting's atrocious. All right, let's go to move on to the next one. Again, I'm going to come back to that one and do some comparison, but I want to have some other opinions before I give someone that one. So let's move on to my second one here. This one is called Paris Town Point, also warehouse TYQ, floor number 4, same floor as well, same proof, same age. You get the gist. This is just in a different location in the Rick House. So barrel 0396 versus barrel 0320. So not far apart. Fuck up. There we go. All right, let's go and give a nose to Paris Town Point. Ooh, different on the nose. Okay. I poured these at the same time. Yeah. Comparatively, like the first one, the Butcher Town, way darker, way darker. This one, though, it's kind of leaning more towards a vanilla. I mean, like a creamy, like, do you want to say like a creme brulee? Maybe it's definitely. I mean, that smells so much sweeter. Wow, how interesting. These are again filled and dumped around the same time, just different locations in the Rick House. And on the nose, I would say it's a completely different whiskey. It's not giving me the typical earthy qualities that I was getting on the previous one. To me, this is just sweet. I mean, I would not guess Four Roses or Four Roses. I would guess Four Roses. I would not guess Wild Turkey on the nose just based on that alone. It's very light, very sweet, very approachable. Let's give it a try. Cheers. This is 110 proof as well. All of Russell's Reserve single barrel picks, the standard ones, are 110 proof. Oh, that's nice. Wow. Man, that is shockingly not on profile at all for Wild Turkey. That drinks like a Heaven Hill product, and I love Heaven Hill. Man. That is so... It's so strange to me this is the same proof as the first one. This one is so much more drinkable. It's richer, too. Has a bigger, thicker body to it, which is sometimes helps balance out the proof. Finish is... It's still oaky, but it's not nearly as like a dark, sweet... Or not sweet. Not as much as like a dark finish. This one is lighter, brighter, fruitier. Man. That is like... I mean, I couldn't describe a better... If I was trying to tell someone what does bourbon taste like, this is probably what I would give them. To me, it kind of still has that peanut butter. I was getting the peanut butter on the last one. I'm still getting a little bit of that. This one, again, is sweeter. Less of the natural peanut butter, more of like the creamy... Yeah, creamy... It's like peanut butter and like... So if the first one was natural peanut butter and dark chocolate, this is creamy peanut butter and... I almost want to say white chocolate. It's that sweet. Very oily too. That is probably one of my favorite Russell's single barrels I've ever had. So I'm very excited to see how these others compare. We got 4 more to drink, but wow. This Paris Town Point, I might have to buy a bottle of that. Like I said, some of these are still in stock, but wow, that is so good. Whiskey Perry says, I think this should give you a really good reference experience database for the competition, at least on current turkey. Well, this would throw me off so much. I would never guess this is a turkey product, but I love it. It's fantastic. You know, that's a compliment to them. For me to say it reminds me of a Heaven Hill product, that's a huge thing. So, all right, let's go to move on to our TYK Rick houses. So these last 4 are from the K warehouse at Wild Turkey. Let me pull up the info here. This next one is James said, are they all fourth floor? They actually are. They're all fourth floor, but they're different warehouses. So we'll see. Some Kentucky Spirit picks are very good from what I've heard. They are below a certain point. They proof them down for Kentucky Spirit. Oh, I see. That makes sense because they're not going to add, they can't add anything to make it higher proof. So that's interesting. All right, we're moving to our first one from the K warehouse. This one is 230163. So this one is called Lively Shively. Now, I have no context as to what these names mean. Literally, I have no idea what that means, but we're going to pour it. Okay, this is from Warehouse K. All right, so we're switching warehouses here, all still sticking to the fourth floor. Lively Shively, what does that mean? Are all of them? No, they definitely are not all from the fourth floor. I mean, are they? Those of you drinking Brussels, what floor is yours from? Maybe they are. I don't know. I don't think so. David OG said they didn't mean anything this time. They were just nearby cities in Kentucky. Oh, okay. So like I said, Paris. I knew Paris, Kentucky. Maybe Shively is a Kentucky city. Okay. I thought sometimes they do have meanings. Like some of them have the names mean something depending on the flavor profile. All right, the nose of this one. Shively, Kentucky is where the Stitzel Weller distillery is located. Maybe they got some Weller notes on this. I'm not sure. Okay, nose is back into familiar territory. This reminds me a lot of what I expect Wild Turkey to be. Very similar to the first one, the Butchertown one. Yeah, similar on the nose to that one, but man, that I was so thrown off by that last one. I was so confused. I'm like, why is this? I mean, they all smell delicious, but like, wow. All right, let's go and give a taste to Lively Shively from Warehouse F. Oh, that's hot. Wow. Sorry, Warehouse, I said F. I meant K. I apologize. I was thinking fourth. Lively Shively sure is lively. Man, that proof hits. That has a kick to it. More so than the previous two. You also saw the fourth floor. Interesting. Conspiracy there? James says all three of my bottles are fourth floor. All right, question for the chat and those watching the replay. Do you have a Russell's Reserve single barrel pick that's not the fourth floor? I've never noticed that trend, but maybe they know that they pick their Russell's picks from the fourth floor. Oh, okay, here Doug's chiming in. 3 recent picks are from the fourth floor, 2 older picks are the fifth floor. Okay, maybe they're noticing that the ones that are aging on the fourth floor are becoming a little more like Russell's picks. Let me go for another taste of Lively Shively. Calm down a little bit. It's so weird how the proof hit me so hard on that one. These are all the same proof. That's what's crazy. That one, the ethanol just like kicked me right at the tip of the tongue. It still lingers. The others have like a longer finish on the back end. This one though, when it touches your tongue, it is so intense. Now, flavor-wise, it's more similar to the Butchertown. Honestly, this one's kind of lacking compared to the previous two. To me, it's a similar flavor, but it's not as intense. I like one of those richer, bolder flavors like we're getting in the first two. Yeah, Lively Shively, it got me on the proof, but palate, not quite my jam. Don't get me wrong, it's good. It just doesn't stand out. I mean, I want one of these to stand out and be like my favorite of the picks. This one, it's good. It tastes a little young. It tastes a little younger than the other ones, especially with that sharpness. They're all the same age. It just has that taste of being a little bit younger. Yeah, not loving Shively, but we still got 3 more to try from this Rick House. Maybe we will find a different one that hits my palate a little bit better. So we're going to move on to the next one. This is 230138. This is also from Warehouse TYK, level 4, obviously. And this one's called New Louisville. New Louisville. Is there an old Louisville? Is there, I mean, I'm not from Kentucky. Is there like Louisville is like just like the more built up part of town versus like the old town. Because like in the South, like a lot of times we have like old town, name of city, and then there's like uptown, which is like the more developed. I don't know. Maybe. Let me know. This is the new Louisville. Hmm. Okay. Nose is pretty similar to the last one. Maybe a little brighter. Maybe a little fruitier. Again, also fourth floor. So again, that typical turkey nose that I get on most of their products, honestly, not just Russell's, even some Wild Turkey 101, I get that nose. It's that same. This was going back to the earthy that the first one was giving me, the Butchertown. So New Louisville and Butchertown on the nose are the most similar so far. Oh, New Louisville. Great call. I feel like I heard that once before. So there must be, it must just be a local thing. I don't know. Someone tell me the lure of Louisville. All right. I do like the nose on this one. It's not necessarily jumping out as unique, but let's see how it is on the palate. Let's try New Louisville. Oh, man. These all hit me different ways. This one's not sharp up front. Honestly, this one vibes the vibes. I don't know if that's the right word. This one lingers on the mid palate. Doesn't necessarily have like a long finish, although the finish is a little bit of that peanut butter that I was getting on the first two. Not too sharp on the proof. Like, I mean, I wouldn't guess this is the same proof as the last one, but still in that flavor profile that I really like, that peanut butter. This is the most Reese cup of them all. This is milk chocolate creamy peanut butter. This is the most. It's why are we? I don't know. Maybe I'm hungry. Maybe I want some chocolate. But we're judging this on Reese cup standards, which is weird because I usually get nuttiness on other distillers, not necessarily turkey. But I'm definitely getting on this one. You know, this even goes beyond that. I was getting a little bit of the fruitiness on the nose. It's there on the palate too. A little bit of jam. Dare I say this is the peanut butter and jelly of the Russells. It's good. I mean, it tastes very reminiscent of like if you had a shot that was like, there's like that peanut butter jelly shot, which is like screwball flavored whiskey and is it Chambord? Is that what it's called? The it's in the round bottle. I forget what it's called, but it's like a peanut butter and jelly shot. Now, obviously, this isn't as sweet as it, but there are those reminiscent notes of it. I like that. It's different. It's something that you got to think about a little more than some of these other ones because you get the fruitiness and then you get the nuttiness, and it's like they're not competing. They're actually pretty evenly balanced there. Whiskey Paris only Smoketown, Town Point, and New Louisville are still available. Okay, well, I did love. I mean, honestly, I haven't got to the Smoketown one yet, but love the Town Point and I love the New Louisville. So good to know. James said mine from 2022 is also fourth floor. Interesting. We're onto something here, guys. The Nula area is on the east side of downtown. Gotcha. Okay. 4 out of 6 of the Russells are from floor 4. One floor 6 and one floor 3. Oh, wow, Tony. Let me know how I mean, if you're doing a flight, compare them. Let me know. People say you've been drinking for a while, so I don't want to like put it tonight. But if you get a chance to do a little side by side, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Come back to this video and leave a comment down below. I'd love to know that. All right, we still got 2 more from the same warehouse. Let me pull this back up. These are both from Tyrone K. Next one is 0046. This one is called Whiskey Row. Also the 4th floor. Let's get that poured. Whiskey Row. Might as well go ahead and pour the other one too. Just give it a moment to open up. The last one we're going to be trying is 0039. This is Smoketown, which is also from Tyrone K. These last 4 are all from Tyrone K. All right, we got both of those poured. Let's go ahead and give a nose to Whiskey Row. 0046 is the single barrel number. Ooh, we're back in sweet territory again. I'm just trying to find any correlation between like the numbers and the. This one also ends in a 6, and Paris also ended in a 6. Of course, these numbers are just of the number of the single barrel. It doesn't mean anything. Like they didn't give them the number after they tasted it. But this one's still sweeter. I said the other one, the Paris one, I said was sweet, but that was like a creme brulee vanilla, which I still stand behind. Wow, that's gotten even better opening up. That is so good. I already think I know which one I want to buy, but we'll see. Whiskey Row is very similar. It's not quite as. It's more of like a tart sweet, like a sweet and tart, maybe orange, like an orange citrus. Not just that straight up vanilla that the other one gave me. This one still kind of smells like turkey, but also has a little bit of a I don't know, a sweeter quality than I expect. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Also, hi Gary Franchi, good to see you. Cheers, y'all. Let's try Whiskey Row, which is Tyrone K level 4. Mm. Oh wow. That's good too. Oh no. Also very sweet. I mean, I'm a sucker for these sweeter ones. It's funny. There's sometimes I'm in the mood for like a drier, oakier, like heftier bourbon. But like I think honestly, most of the time I look for that sweetness. That's why I gravitate towards Heaven Hill products. But sometimes I gravitate towards Jim Beam products, which are more the oaky ones. So I'm seeing some back and forth here. Some of them are sweeter, some of them are heftier. But man, this is good too. Now I don't think this lingers on the finish as much as Paris did. It's more an easy drinker. I mean, it's got the body to it. It has the similar body to the not Whiskey Row, New Louisville. New Louisville had a pretty hefty body to it too. Mmm, so sweet. Would not associate that with a turkey product, but I like it. I like it a lot. Man, that's good. I hear several fire alarms going off in other units, so I hope ours isn't about to go off because that's really loud. Y'all have heard it on some streams, so I apologize if there's a loud piercing noise sometime soon. Hopefully I'll catch it in time to mute the mic, but hopefully it's just someone burned their lasagna or something. I don't know. All right, we got one more to try, then we're gonna start ranking these. Our last one here is also a K&L single barrel. This is 230138. This one is called. Oh no, that's not the right one. Sorry, 230039. This is Smoketown. This is one of the last three that are available for sale. Also Tyrone K, level 4. Okay, the nose. It's chocolatey, more chocolatey than I think a lot of them have been on the nose. It's definitely like leaning a little fudge. I said earlier, like when I said decadent, I'm like, oh, that's more of like a German chocolate note. On the nose, give me a little German chocolate. Still some oak though. Honestly, this feels like a blend of all of them, just on the nose. I like it though. Let's go and give it a taste. Let's try the Smoketown K&L exclusive pick. Cheers. Oh, that's fun. Oh, way more oaky. That tastes like a Booker's. The first thing that popped in my head is a Booker's. Sometimes Booker's has like a dry oak quality that's like different than a Knob Creek. Knob Creek always feels like to me, one of my favorite notes on a whiskey, I've given it several times, is a like saturated oak, like an oak just like packed to the brim with whiskey. Like you want to squeeze it out of it and it just drips whiskey. I don't know if you can do that, but that's kind of how I think of it as like Knob Creek note. Booker's on the other hand, it's a similar oak, but to me it's a more dry oak. And this has that dry oak quality that I look for in Booker's. Very interesting. Man. If I was competing in Map Madness right now, I would be very confused. If you told me these were all Russells or even all Wild Turkey, I would have a hard time believing you because they are all over the place in flavor. There are some similarities, but just the diversity of flavors here is really blowing my mind. We're only dealing with two warehouses. They're all the same floor. TYK and TYQ. So I'm very surprised. I like it a lot. I like a lot of these a lot. I think I'm going to start ranking them. Not that it matters, but I think I want to like find out which one is truly my favorite. So thank y'all again so much for watching so far. Really excited to rank these. If you have a favorite Russell's Reserve pick, let me know the name of it down below and also let me know where it's from. Because I'd like to do some research after the stream and find some, keep an eye out for which ones I tend to gravitate towards. Brandon says Jim Beam already did that with it's called Devil's Cut. Yes, but not yes. Like yes, that is what they advertise it as, but like imagine that's their younger barrels. I want like it just to me Knob Creek just I don't know. Obviously that's not what's happening. They're not squeezing. They do that with Devil's Cut. They do like they literally what do they do? They put like heat on it, right? And they like make it extract all the remaining bourbon in it. This is like if you naturally did it. You didn't just put a heat lamp over it. That's what I think of. That's a good call. They do have a product for that. Tony says 6 bottles in 30 minutes. You're gonna be on pace with Bag of Donuts if you're not careful. I poured little pours, but that's a great call. You know, I'm just gonna rate them now, and then you know, we've been wrapping up some of these streams early lately. I'm okay with that, but I want to do a ranking. So I'm gonna start. I'm gonna go backwards. I'm gonna taste through them real quick, and then I'm gonna pick out which ones I think are my bottom 3. I'll do my top 3 and my bottom 3. Let me go taste them quickly and see what I think. In the meantime, hey, let me know what you guys have bought lately. You guys have any bottles that you want me to review? Let me know if there's something that's new to the market and you want to hear my thoughts on. I honestly don't have a chance to keep up with a lot of bourbon news. If there's new releases that you heard about, 1, let me know now, or 2, post on Discord. We have a whiskey news channel. Please post on any new bottles you've heard about. I'd love a chance to look them up and see if I can get them. All right, so we're starting with the 0039, working backwards. I'm already telling you that's in my top 3. I already know. All right, next one is the that was a Smoketown that we just did. Next one is the 4-6, which is Whiskey Row. Also my top 3. I mean, I think I already knew this before I went through them, but I want to give them all a second shot. All right, next up is the 138, the new Louisville one here. Let's try that. It's not bad, but it's definitely not my top one. So I think I'm gonna put this in the bottom 3. Just trying to do some movements here so I don't spill anything. All right. 0163, which is the Lively Shively. Also bottom 3. Again, these aren't bad. They're just not my flavor profile. 0369, which was the, or sorry, 0396, which is Paris Town Point. That's so good. Top 3. Lastly, 0320, which is the Butchertown, which I really liked when I first had it. Let's see. Man, that's tough. All right, I think I got my order here. Just sorting them for myself. All right. I have my ranking. Now, again, disclaimer. They're all good. I like them all. I don't think any of them are bad buys. I just know for my palate, there's certain ones that stand out. Oh, Tony mentioned Smoke Eye Hill. I've been seeing that a lot. Literally, I haven't seen a review of it, but I've seen it on a lot of people's shelves behind them. I know it's Bourbonite. Had it on the shelf behind them. I think Jason had it recently. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I know it's a blue corn. It's a blue corn bourbon. I don't know anything else about it. Let me know. Is this something that's available out here, at least in Southern California? Tony says, Todd says, you have a T. It confuses me. Todd says, I don't have a Russell's Reserve that really stands out from others, but I did have a Kentucky Spirit called Nilla Ice. That was amazing. From a random store in Kentucky. Wow. Sounds good. Emily Chambers, what's up, Emily? If I didn't say hello earlier, good to see you again. I just tried Jim Beam Rye tonight. I'm spoiled about Tricky 101 Rye. Oh, yeah, Jim Beam Rye. Not one of my favorites either. Awesome. Well, yeah, so unfortunately my last place has to go to 0138, which is it's the new Louisville one. To me, this one is it's good. It's just nothing in it is really standing out for me. It just is flat. If any of these I would describe as like a flat cola note, it would be that one. It's like a Dr. Pepper without the pep. That's what it feels like. It's like it's just missing a little something. So New Louisville just doesn't do it for me. But I'm very confident in my top five. I really like my top five. That one's the only one that didn't do it for me. My number five in my top five is 0163, which is the Lively Shively. I crapped on this a bit earlier. But the more and more I go back to it, the more I'm like, I've drank the most of it. Get it, hit you. That is a proofy, proofy turkey. That man, that drinks so much higher proof than the rest of them. I just think it lacks the follow through. It hits you up front with the proof, then it's just like quickly dithers away. That's that's my only complaint about that one. Flavor is fine, it just doesn't quite do it for me. My fourth place, which is 0320, that is the Butcher Town. This is the first one I tried. I loved it. It's a very, I don't want to say like typical turkey because the palate went to those dark chocolate notes that I don't normally expect on a turkey. On the nose, 0320 is the most typical turkey. I mean, if there was any of these that I was going to be able to peg in Matt Madness, it would be this one. It smells like turkey. It tastes like turkey. But it's not my favorite. I like unique casks, especially when I'm buying a single barrel. I want it to be different and unique. Or, there's two different things I look for. One, for it to be different and unique. Two, for it to feel like it's the best expression of what their standard profile is. So there are certain Knob Creek picks that I'm like, this is the ideal Knob Creek flavor profile. Even though this one's the closest to what I expect, it's not quite up there with my favorite. So unfortunately, Butchertown is my number four. Now we're into my top three Wild Turkey single barrels, Russell's Reserve. My number three is 0039. This was Smoketown. This is from Tyrone K. Single barrel. This is the one that I said it was sweet, but it had some oaky characteristics there. I just felt like it gave some of both worlds, but not the best of both worlds, if that makes sense. Let me try it again. It's good. It leans into two of my favorite flavor profiles, the oaky and the desserty. It just doesn't do either of them that well, so it kind of just falls a little flat. That's why it's my number three. It's still hitting where I want it to hit, just not to the level that I wanted to hit. All right, my number two, Russell's Reserve store pick. Number two is 0046. This is Whiskey Row. This is also from TYK, Warehouse TYK. This is the one that I said tasted like. Oh, wait, no, it's not. Or is it? I'm forgetting. From my memory, this is the one that I said tasted like Booker's. But now that I'm thinking back, maybe it's not. Revisiting it, it does taste like Booker's, so maybe I'm getting thrown off a little bit. Anyways, doesn't matter. My number one has always been my number one ever since I first tried it. I'm sticking with it. That is 0396. That is Town Point. This, I mean, I hate that I like it because it reminds me of like a different distillery. But if it reminds me of one of my favorite distilleries, like that's not a bad thing. It's just, it's the flavor profile I enjoy. There's a reason that my favorite distillery is my favorite distillery. Man, that is like, now that I've tried it back to back with all the other ones and come back to it, it's a little more turkey than I thought on the back end. Still, though, it's like a creme brulee. I would say it does differ from, I was comparing it to Heaven Hill earlier. Heaven Hill normally has like more of a graham cracker kind of note. This one's more of just like maybe just like a pie crust versus like a graham cracker. But man, that is delicious. Yeah, this Paris Town Point. Now, this is a TYQ. This is one of the two Tyrone Q rig houses I have. That is so good. Good enough that I'm adding it to my cart right now. Clicking checkout. I would share my screen, but I don't want my credit card info to pop up on the screen. So, okay, here we go. Will be available in 5 to 7 days. $74.99 plus tax brings it to $82.02. I am over 21 years old. I'm placing my order. With that, I just bought. Man, that's too easy. Those of you that don't have like websites for your liquor stores, be thankful because that was way too easy. What did that take me? 15 seconds. Oh my gosh, this is how I get in trouble. I mean, it's my money, I make it, but also like I'm like, ooh, my budget's not really allowing for that right now. But there you go. My favorite, Tyrone Q, floor 4, single barrel 230396, K&L exclusive Paris Town Point. Delicious, love it. Can't wait to drink more of it. So good. But anyways, I was really surprised by how different these were. You know, they all had like a similar backbone, and I'm looking forward to revisiting them. Thank you again, Aaron Whiskey Pear, for providing this because I'd love to taste through them, find what similar characteristics I can pull out of all of them, so that when I'm doing something like Map Madness, I can know like, okay, that is a turkey note. Even more so, that's a Russell's note. So really appreciate this. I love exploring it. It's something I've never done. I've never explored 6 different single barrels from Russell's. Hopefully you enjoyed watching me do it. Again, please come back to this video. Buy a Russell's, try it. Leave a comment below. Where yours is from, which rick house, which floor, what you think of it. Love to know. But thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, we're going to do our after party hangout for everyone. $10 and up on Patreon. You can join patreon.com/bourbonbytes. There's a 30-day free trial. If you want to give it a try this month, please join us. Just join Patreon and then join our Discord community, which is also linked on Patreon and the description below. And we'll let you into our after party. Come hang with us. Should be a good time. I will see you guys next week. I'm going to go on vacation just this weekend. I'll be back next week. I'm going to Salt Lake City, Utah for the first time. So I'm very excited. I'm going to be visiting High West Distillery on Saturday. So if any of you are watching are in Utah, let me know. We might can meet up. But yeah, I'm doing the High West Distillery tour. They have a Rendezvous Rye tour, which is one of their higher end tours. I'm very excited to do that on Saturday. So I'm very excited. Cheers to y'all. Have a great weekend. Have a great Friday. It's almost the weekend, pretty much. For me, it is because I'm taking tomorrow off. But thank y'all so much. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. Like I said, come back, leave a comment. Love to hear your thoughts. Cheers. I will see you on Thursday, the day before our movie night screening of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Cheers. Have a good one. Bye.